Okay, so can we start? Okay, friends. Today, I think we have solved basic types of problem. That is 11 problems we have taken as an assignment, and I hope that all of you have just finished that. So we'll move on to the second and third type of problem. That is we call it as a alpha and beta problem. First and foremost, we have to identify uh, 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 just give me a second. Okay. So, guys, I have unmuted all of you. What about the assignment problems? Hope all of you have done the assignment problems, right?
Yes, sir.
I think 11 problem we have given as an assignment problem, and today we'll be moving across with different types of plane problems. That basically, shall I go ahead? Shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Uh, okay. So now it is very important to how to identify whether it is alpha problem or beta problem. Hello, is this fine? Shall I go ahead? Shall I go ahead? Hello, everyone. Please come back.
Continue.
Shall I continue? Yeah, thank you. Okay. So please give. So we'll be solving problems on alpha and beta angle problem. Very basic, important. Very important. How to actually identify whether it is a basic problem or alpha problem or beta angle problem. So first and foremost, there are two sets of problems which comes under. One is alpha problem and beta problem. We call it as beta problem if the lamina is resting on HP. The initial position, if it is in HP, if it is the lamina is on HP, then that problem we call it as beta. We might have remember that we have solved the lines problem. So theta adjacent to that we used to get the that is theta, and adjacent angle will be alpha, and phi angle will be adjacent angle will be beta. So that is what. So if the lamina is resting on HP, then we call it as beta angle problem. If the lamina is resting on VP, then we call it as alpha problem. But how do we get to know whether it is a basic problem or alpha problem or beta problem? I'll just come back to you. So for example, if you look at this problem number two, uh, anything in the problem, if it is given, for example, earlier, whatever we have seen, the edge AB was resting both with respect to HP and VP. If you look at any problem, for example, I'll just take this as example, first problem. This AB was, this is a surface of this, right? So this AB was making inclination with respect to HP and with respect to VP. You can notice here, A dash, B dash is making inclination with HP. AB is the side of the lamina or edge is resting on this VP line. Hope it is clear. But here, uh, in the problem, what they will give, rather than the side, they will say this is the diagonal. For example, this CD is this C. I have named it as D1. So this CD1 will be making an inclination. In that case, it is going to be either it's going to falls under alpha or it is going to falls under beta, based on the lamina which is resting. Since this lamina is resting on HP, so this problem which comes under beta problem. Why? Because it is very clear that in the second sentence, what they've given, the lamina makes 45 degree with HP and one of its median, it's very, very important. What? So one of its median. So this is the median. This is the median. Sometimes what they will give, the edge, the bisecting, the edge, the point which is bisecting the edge is making inclination. Or sometimes they give, median is making inclination, or sometimes they give diagonal is making inclination. So if this you found in the problem, then immediately you should judge that either the problem is going to become under alpha or the problem is going to become under beta problem. If it is resting on HP, that is beta. If it is the lamina is placed on VP, then it is going to be called as alpha angle problem. And how to draw, what is the procedure to draw it, that I will come back. But it is very, very important, it is very, very essential that whether before you solve it, you have to check whether the problem is falls under first basic problem, or is it alpha, or is it beta. That is very, very important. So here, just look at here, either they will give median, or they will give the edge, the edge passing from the corner, which is bisecting the edge, is making inclination, or the diagonal is making inclination. So all that, if this is going to be resting, you can notice here, C and D. C and D is making inclination, right? C and D is, rather than this A, B is making inclination. So if it is the same surface on which it is resting makes inclination with HP and VP, then it is going to be understood that it is what is it? It is going to be the basic problem. If the median, diagonal, or the edge which is bisecting the side, if it is making inclination, then the problems are going to become under alpha and beta. Hope it is clear till now. So the rest we'll just see in the second phase of it, how to draw or how to construct the alpha and beta problem if it is given in the problem. So first and foremost, why do we categorize this alpha and beta? Because you can just see here in the first position, this is a true length, true size of the object. This is a true size of the object. And this is the surface of the lamina. So this is the surface of the lamina, right? So this is going to be the surface of the lamina, but it is looks like a line in the front view. Here, when you compare with, when this surface, if you make inclination with respect to 45 degree, when the surface you makes 45 degree with respect to HP, then your triangle, your top view is foreshortened compared to the previous one. If you just compare the first position, here you just compare the first position, it is in the true size, but here in the second one, it is foreshortened. It is foreshortened. Probably, so it is foreshortened. But earlier, all the problems in the VP, AB was resting, so we need not to carry the problem with respect to beta angle. But here, this D1 and C is resting. This diagonal is resting. This median is resting. This is the median, right? We call this as a median. So this median is resting. If you want to place this median directly here, that problem will be wrong, because the views, when I tilt it here, we do not know the angle actually. We cannot, because here this diagonal is making an inclination, this median is making inclination. If I just place it this with taking 40 degree to VP, then the problem will be wrong. So that is why first and foremost we have to identify what is the beta angle, then we have to place it, so the problem will be right. So how to solve it? So what we are supposed to do, once it is identified as a beta problem, so we know that we draw A, B, C, and we will get the front view. Similarly, we will tilt this surface, we will get this. Up to here is clear. Now what we will do in addition, from onwards, whatever I am just telling here is going to be the procedure how to draw it. So first what we will do, up to here it's very clear. So now what I will do, I will name this median. For example, it is started with A, B, C. I will name this median D1 rather than D. I will name this as D1. In fact, in basic problem, we need not to name it this median. But here, since it is this median is placed, so I will name this as D1. Also, the second position, this is the apparent length of the median. That is compared to D1C, C and D is very less, or foreshortened distance it is. Foreshortened median, right? So what I will do, I will name this as D. I will name this as D. So what I have done in the first procedure, point number 1, I have named the median as D1. Second, I have named as D. So D1 and D. What I will do further, what I will do, I'll draw a 140-degree line with respect to VP. It is given very clearly. 40 degree, it's a 40 degree, it is making VP. So what I will do first, I will draw a 140-degree line here, 40-degree line. After that, what I will do, anywhere giving some space, I should not start from XY. So what I will do, in that 40-degree line, I will measure this D1 and C in the compass first. Please remember, what I will do, I'll take the compass, I'll measure this D1 and C, placing it here on 40-degree line, I will draw and I'll cut the arc. So for example, in this, it is done here. Can you just see here? So this is the 40-degree line I have drawn first. So keeping the compass at one point, I have cut the arc on that 40-degree line, and that I have named as D1. I'll repeat once again. So first I have named it as median as D1, the apparent median as D. After that, I have drawn a 40-degree line. Once I drawn the 40-degree line, this D1 and C I have measured in the compass, this D1 and C. I kept over the 40-degree line, I have cut the arc and I have named it as D1. So after that, what I will do, the fourth point, in this D1, I will draw a one locus line in the sense, line which is going to be parallel to XY. So I'll draw a one locus line and I'll call that as locus of D. After that, what I will do, the apparent median, that is D and C, again I will measure in the compass, keeping the same point. We should not change it. So this is the same point. Earlier also it was a common point. Keeping this as a center, I will cut the arc on the previously drawn locus line. So this is going to be my D. So on the locus line of D1, I will get the locus point, that is D. After that, what I will do, I will join that as one line with a median. I will join that as a line with a median, and the same line I will continue with the same angle till it meets XY line. So what I have done, I have marked as C and D, and the same line I have continued it till it meets XY line, and I have measured that angle. I'll be measuring that angle, and that whatever the angle you will get is going to be your beta. So you should write beta equals to whatever the angle you are going to get. So this is what to measure the beta angle. Is it clear? So I'll be unmuting again. So if you have any doubt, you just let me know. Is this clear up to here? Is this fine, friends?
Yes. Yes.
Any doubt do you have? Any doubt you have? Please come back. Shall I go ahead again?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now what I will do after this, the remaining process is same. For example, what we do, we follow box approach by placing all the complete lamina to fit into this box and to name it as 1, 2, 3, 4. And this will be placing it. Only thing is, the whatever the beta we will get on that line as a taken as a reference, we will copy it and we'll paste it over here. And this, I think you are very, very familiar with the following box approach method. By fitting everything, all the lamina into a box, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, in the ascending order, that is start from A, B, C, D, E. We'll place it here. After that, what we'll do, further we'll draw a construction line of horizontal lines by locating the points A, B, C, E from the top view to front view. We'll identify all the points and we'll be joining that line. So this is what the beta angle. The same procedure for alpha problems, but the same procedure we follow, but only thing is when the lamina is resting on VP, then such problems we call it as alpha problem. If it is the lamina is resting on HP, then we call it as beta angle problem. So this is what beta angle. So now I'll just repeat once again from the beginning. So first and foremost, before we start, you just think that the first very beginning, what you are supposed to do is whether the problem is basic or whether the problem is beta or whether the problem is alpha. Based on that, you will be start doing it. So when we will going to consider that as a beta or alpha, for example, let us example, if the median is inclined, then it is a alpha or beta. If the diagonal is making inclination with EVP, it is beta. If the edge passing from the corner bisecting the opposite edge is making inclination, that is beta angle problem. If it is the surface AB on which it is resting making inclination with respect to HP and VP, then it is a basic problem. So such kind of these three important parameters you should consider before you start doing. Once it is identified as a beta angle problem, then it is very, very simple in the phi procedure. That is, you can make a note of it also. First, this median, I'll name it as D1. The apparent view, since it is going to be foreshortened, that one I'll name it as D. I'll draw a given angle with respect to VP. On the same point, I will measure first D1 and C and cut the R. Then I'll draw a locus line of that point. After that, I'll measure the foreshortened distance of the median. I'll keep that as the same point as a center. I'll cut the arc on the locus line. I'll join that and I'm going to place it everything and we'll find the final position. So this is the procedure, friends. So this is the procedure. This is the procedure. So now we'll just see one by one. For example, here a triangular lamina of 25 mm side. First, we'll read the problem very carefully. A triangular lamina of 25 mm side rests on one of its corners on VP, one of its corners on VP. If it is resting on VP, then we will start always with front view. Such that the median passing through the corner, this is the median passing through the corner on which it rests is inclined 30 degree to HP, 30 degree to HP and 45 degree to VP. Right, friends? So here, 45 degree to VP, that is, we have done it. So here, if it is the lamina is resting on VP, I said it is, rather than procedure is remains same, but only thing is we call that as alpha. So what we'll do first, I'll draw a 45 degree line with respect to VP, then I'll get the foreshortened. See, if you compare A dash to D1 dash, again A dash to D dash is foreshortened. So it means that it is going to be. So since the median, this diagonal or this median is making inclination, so that's why the problem comes under alpha problem. So here what we'll do again, I'll 30 degree to HP. This is very, very important. The median passing through the corner on which it rests is inclined 30 degree to HP. So what I'll do first, I'll draw a 30 degree line first. After that, I'll measure this A dash, D1 dash in the compass. I'll keep it somewhere in this line and I'll cut the arc. So this is going to be my locus line. With the measuring the same distance in the compass with the foreshortened median, keeping the same point as a reference, I'll cut the arc on the locus line of D1. I'll get this point as D. What I will do further, so this is my D, this is my D, and this is my A dash. So this A dash and D dash is being identified. Now what I'll follow this box approach, starting from 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'll identify everything. I'll bring it and I'll copy everything with the help of box approach and I'll place A, B, C, D, everything. After that, I'll find it is very, very important to measure the angle, that is alpha. Now it has come 44 degree. Now everything with the procedure remains same to get the final view. So this is going to be you are getting. So is it clear, guys, now? Similarly, for example, since this is also resting on corner, but it is not alpha or beta. Why? Because such that the surface of the lamina makes an angle 60 degree HP. If the side opposite to the corner, you please should be very, very careful. You should read the problem. If the edge opposite to the corner on which the lamina rests make an angle of 30 degree with VP, the side opposite, so this is the side opposite to the corner. This is the side opposite to the corner on which the lamina rests. So it means that this B and C is making inclination. If the B and C is making inclination, it is a basic problem. It is either neither it fall under beta or nor alpha. Hope it is clear. So here also, such that the side opposite to the corner, this is the side opposite to the corner. Can you just see here, B and C. Side opposite to the corner, then it need not to be carry the problem with alpha or beta. Only if the median, if the diagonal, all that, if it is same problem, what we can find here also. See here, a square. Two problems have been given. A square lamina of 40 mm side rest on one of its side on HP. The lamina makes 30 degree with HP, and the side of which it rests makes 45 degree. So same side AD is making inclination with 30 degree, and the same AD is resting on 45 degree line with respect to VP. So you need not to carry the problem with beta. So here same problem, they have said what is it given? A square plate of 30 mm side rests on HP such that one of its diagonal is inclined to 30 degree HP. This is the diagonal. And also it should very, very careful. For example, it is neither they have given it is resting on corner or side, but it is given as diagonal. So for example, if you place it like this, you will not get the diagonal here, right? You will not get the diagonal. You will get the surface of this, right? But you don't get diagonal. So that is why you have to place it in such a way that, so you have to place in such a way that the diagonal you should get. For example, this A and C is, this is your diagonal, A dash and C dash. Hope you are getting a point. So you have to place the initial position in such a way that you will get the diagonal. In one of the problem, it is not given. Hope you have checked this. Right? So here it is diagonal AC. AC is, but they didn't, they haven't mentioned that it is either a diagonal or not. Just give me a second. Sometimes they will give or sometimes they may not. So you should be, so it is, the entire problem will be dependent on how you analyze the problem. A square plate of 30 mm side rests on HP such that one of the diagonal is inclined 30 degree. For example, if you rest it over a square, which as just in the previous, you don't get diagonal, right? So it is understood that it is resting on corner, because if it is resting on corner, then only you will get the diagonal, right? So this AC is the diagonal. So same AC diagonal is making inclination 30 degree, and same diagonal is making with respect to VP. So it is beta angle problem. We'll carry forward the problem with respect to taking beta as a consideration. Similarly here, see here what they've given, a square lamina. So sometimes in the problem they may get confuse you, so you should be very careful. For example, what is given? A square lamina ABCD of 40 mm side rest on corner C. That, so corner C, then you have to name it as C only. It is saying that it is on C, so you cannot start with A. So you have to start with C, such that the diagonal AC appears to be at 45 degree to VP. 45 degree to VP. The two sides BC and CD. So this is your BC and this is your CD. CD, right? Containing the corner makes equal inclination with HP. So for example, if you measure with respect to XY, if you measure the angle, it is making equal inclination. If it is equal inclination also, then it is supposed to be corner only. If you place it horizontal, the previous one, you see here, you cannot. So what is it given? It is making equal inclination. So this is equal inclination with respect to HP, right? For example, if you like does this to XY, it is equally making inclination with respect to HP. So just to make it confuse you, they will give it to you like this. So the surface of the lamina makes 30 degree with HP, 30 degree HP and 45 degree. So since diagonally is making inclination, again it is comes under beta problem as it is resting on HP, right? So further, I just touch upon only theta and beta problem. So don't worry. Problem number 23. A pentagonal lamina having edges 25 mm is placed on one of its corner in HP such that the perpendicular bisector, see here, the word which is given, it should be very, very carefully, you have to select the word perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector. So this is the perpendicular bisector of the edge passing through the corner. This is the perpendicular bisector edge crossing through the corner on which the lamina rest is inclined 30 degree and 45 degree to VP. So the moment you say it's a perpendicular bisector is making inclination, then of course it should be beta angle if it is the lamina is resting on HP. So that's why the problem is considered under beta and then it is solved. Similarly, this also. No, not this one. See, this is also a hexagonal lamina of sides 25 mm rest on one of its corner in HP. The lamina makes 45 degree to HP and the diagonal passing through the corner. This is the diagonal passing through the corner on which it rests inclined 30 degree to VP. So that's why it is diagonally is making inclination. So that's why you have to go for beta angle problem. Here also the diagonal passing through the corner on which it rests is inclined to 30 degree to VP. Same. Okay, so these are the problems which is going to be comes under. Is that fine, friends? Hello, everyone. Is this fine? Have you got the idea now?
Yes, sir.
How it is different from the basic one? How to identify alpha and beta problem and all that, and what is the procedure to solve the alpha and beta problem? Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay, I'll be closing this. Thanks for joining today. I will give you the assignment problems again. I'll text you in the WhatsApp group. So accordingly, you just finish the assignment given to you. Okay. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining. So appropriately, you also please finish off your assignment problems. Is that clear? Thanks for joining today.
Yes, sir.
Okay.